everybody. Welcome to Ain't You a Peach. Happy Sunday. So what are you doing, Lep? Besides
being my usual insane self.
Yeah.
I mean, what am I doing right now? We're doing a show. Isn't that great? How's your week been?
It's been decent.
Oh, okay.
For a change.
Cool. Other than my shoulder still doing its usual.
I thought you went to the chiropractor.
Yeah. No, I made the appointment for the chiropractor.
When is it? When's the appointment?
October 19th. Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
No.
You know what? You'd be better off just finding a chiropractor and going and paying.
Yeah. Payday is like Tuesday or Wednesday. So that's exactly what I'll do. I'll go see Tina and give her some money. But yeah, that's what I was joking about last week about everybody wants socialized medicine. Yeah, that's great. You want it, but it takes forever to get in and see them.
I just didn't realize that your appointment was almost 2 months. 2 months out. I mean,
well, you figure I was there in August, September, October. It's more like 3 months out.
Well, you know what I mean. That's just crazy. Don't they have or do you not have? I know my friend has it. That the other VA.
Veterans Choice, where you can go see. But that's only like if it's an emergency kind of thing.
Huh.
You can't just arbitrarily go, hey, man.
Well, no. I mean, the fact that you, especially if it's a waste, because for him, to go to the VA is like on the other side of Atlanta. So he's looking at an all day, 45 minutes, an hour drive and everything else. So with this, he's able to actually, he had kidney, like I can't remember if he. I can't remember the whole thing, but I know he went on dialysis at one time.
Ooh, that's not
So
good.
yeah, so he was able to actually move all of his doctors from VA doctors to doctors here in
Ah,
Marietta instead of having to go down there.
well, now I have a clinic in Clarksville
I
that
know.
I see.
That's what is that? 30 minutes for you?
No, Clarksville's only 9 minutes. That's where old Chicago. That's where,
Okay.
if I want a hamburger, I go to Clarksville. It's just nine
Gotcha.
miles down the road.
Okay.
Whereas the Nashville VA, I do like your buddy does. If I have an 8 o'clock appointment, I leave the house about 10 minutes to 6
Mm.
and get there maybe 10 minutes before the appointment, maybe 10 minutes after the appointment, and maybe a half hour before. It depends on what happens with traffic.
Well, like you said, there's your social.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's a good thing I'm not bleeding
Yeah.
or having a heart attack. Okay, can you come in Hanukkah of 2030? Sure, I'll be sure to make it. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
all.
It's kind of ridiculous.
That's just how it is.
So you want to go on and do the because we're gonna sit here and we're gonna blah 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 blah, and then all of a sudden go,
Yeah, and then we're gonna space off the
we
hello.
didn't do the daily hello.
Last
All
week we
right,
didn't do it.
I know. All right, ready,
Yeah.
set.
Good afternoon, my fellow ain't you teachers. Happy Sunday. It's the 240th day with 125 still to go in 2022. Today is Rainbow Bridge Remembrance Day, and that sets aside a day to remember the pet companions we've lost. The death of a pet, whether furry, feathered, or an uncommon variety, is felt deeply. They become family and a familiar part of our lives. Mourning their death is different for everyone, and the observance provides a way to help heal the the ache of loss. It's also National Thoughtful Day, and that sets aside a celebration meant to bring goodwill by serving the day with a spirit of generosity towards others. A ripple effect takes place. What encompasses a thoughtful day? Sometimes it's the awareness of fulfilling another's needs. I wonder if that means swallowing. Whether they are celebrating something already or need a pick me up, use Vaseline. Being aware generates a multitude of thoughts that result in thoughtful acts. It can be a small token or an inspirational word. Either way, your thoughtfulness makes others feel special. It's also National Red Wine Day, and red wine varieties produce deep ruby reds as well as subtle ambers and browns. Their beautiful colors hint at the coming change in the season. It's also National Power Rangers Day. I never really watched them. Officially recognizes the original teenagers with an attitude and celebrates all things Power Rangers. Isn't it Go Go Rangers Go? Or was that Gadget? Go Go Gadget. Could be. It's also National Bow Tie Day, and that encourages everyone to wear this style of tie with panache. It's versatile too. Whether you want to look dapper or humorous, this tie enables you to modify your attire to your mood and atmosphere. It's National Cherry Turnover Day. Cherry turnovers are a pastry made by placing cherry filling on a piece of dough. The dough is folded over and sealed, then the individual turnovers are baked or deep fried for a golden and flaky crust. These cherry filled pastries are best enjoyed hot. However, like any pie, many eat them at room temperature. Add a dollop of whipped cream or a scoop of ice cream. It's day 898 of 14 to flatten the curve. Thank you, Liberty Lighthouse. Why did the woman wear a helmet at the dinner table? Because of her crash diet. No, you didn't like that one? Crash diet? I figured that would get you at least a groan.
No comment.
You felt it? Oh no.
Okay.
That was bad, I know.
I better turn the music
I
off.
wonder if she was crashing her head into a Mike Lindell pillow from mypillow.com. You know, if you scroll over about 3 boxes there on the top and then down about 3 boxes on the side where it says radio specials, and click that link, that lets you in there to deals up to like 60% or more off on some things. You can get slippers, pillow toppers, sheets, blankies, robes, and all you have to do is use the promo code MOJO50 at your checkout and save yourself some dough. That's at mypillow.com, don't you know? What? You're smiling.
No, nothing. Just laughing at you.
I know
So,
we have the video on. That's easy to do.
so those
Are
of you
we going
that
to get
don't
right
know,
into deep stuff, or are we going to
not
mention
yet.
Stephanie from
Yeah,
Rumble?
that's where we're going now. We actually have a Rumble channel. I don't know how many of y'all know, but we have one. And we have a listener over there, Stephanie J17. And she said, "Hello, I enjoy your show very much. Would you be willing to do an episode introducing yourself to us newbies?" Um, so she says she's a big fan of the Daily Mojo and she misses Leprechaun's bell count. Hint, hint.
Ah, hint, hint, hint.
So she doesn't know much about us. So she wants
And she wants to know why you have a perturbed redhead behind you.
Well, normally I'm a redhead, but I'm letting my gray grow out. So
You're
there's
just
that.
fading, is all.
Let's see. History. Well, hmm.
When did you start Ain't You a Peach? Because you're the founder, you're the originator of this here Giddy Up Party Go Round. And you started it when and why?
Um, well, what, about a year and a half ago or so? I don't know. I just felt like I wanted a voice, you know?
And you
And
start with a blog?
yeah, I actually started with a blog, Ain't You a Peach blog. Um, where
And
I would,
that's where the picture came from because you would rant
yeah,
on the blog.
yeah, because I was a redhead and it was me pulling my hair out, sort of, kind of, you know. Um, but yeah, it was something for me, a way for me to vent about what was going on and stuff like that. I'm trying to think of, it's been about a year and a half, 2 years now, right?
Oh Lord, no.
No?
No, no. Matter of fact, Brad hit me up the other day with something about playing at this for 3 years. He said it
Oh,
showed up on his timeline. And it's like, I know I've been doing the Saturday show for 3 years, but I don't think we've been doing Peach for 3 years. I've only been with you on Peach for maybe a year and a half,
no.
too.
2 years ago, 12520 was me and Rocky did the first Ain't You a Peach.
Okay.
And
That's
me and
Miss Rocky with an
you,
I.
yes, Rocky with an I. That was 2 years ago. 12520. So yeah, this January was 2 years. So we're going on January will be 3 years.
Mm-hmm. We're
Yeah.
we're about halfway there. Well, you are with a peach. Now,
Well, yeah,
you've
because
only had.
I mean, I had my other show, which we won't talk about, but
Well, that's all right. I mean, you tried. You know, you were
yeah,
testing the waters with the
right.
with the internet blog and video.
Yeah. So things didn't work out, and I decided to go out on my own, and I changed the name of it to Ancient Peach, which was what I wanted to begin with. Um, so changed the name and I started just getting like a different guest each week. That way it wasn't just me because I'm not a solo person. I feel weird doing solo. So, like I said, I
Oh,
did
it's always better with a partner.
Rocky. It's like me and Rocky did autism, and then me and you just cut up on the second episode, and then I had who all did I have? It looks like it's Pat and Maybe Sean? Is that Sean?
Now
Is
that was Pat, who's Kitty something or another, who does
Yeah,
a
Kitty
food show or
Sprinkle.
did a food show over
Yeah.
on Odyssey, or
And
no, on
then
Foodie.
I did Peyton. Um and then at that point, I don't know. I was kind of trying people out to see who might be a good one, and it kept going back to Lap. So so Lep
Let's face
ended
it,
up being my partner in crime. As far as the name, I'm a redneck from Georgia, and of course we have some sayings that which some people might think are being nice and sweet, which are really sarcastic, mean comments. And ain't you a peach? That's it's like how
bless your
stupid.
heart.
Yeah, how stupid can you be, right? So the fact that we were hitting on topics where people are obviously too naive to get what's going on, that was why I named it Ain't You a Peach? Because, yeah, you look at some of these people and you go, I don't know
They're
about
never going
this.
to get it.
Yeah, so, yeah, that's how we ended up here. And then, like I said, me and Lep just kind of,
Melded, meshed.
yeah.
She's the peach. I'm the pit.
You
Let's
are
face
far
it.
from a pet, trust me.
She's the brains of the operation and the good looks. I'm just the comic relief or the relief, or I'm relieving. No, not right now because that would be a puddle. But yeah, let's see.
but,
For me, yeah,
but yeah, I mean, it's like anybody that's watched us for a while has seen sometimes we do funny shows, sometimes we do serious shows. Lately, we've been doing more serious shows, more rabbit hole stuff because Rhea has us doing her conspiratorium consultants, which is usually a rabbit hole type of thing. So we've been trying to bring that into our show. But yeah, of course, Lep's not a political person. He likes to do funny, nonchalant, happy go lucky things. And I'm the serious one. So I like to vent about things. And yeah, so what were you gonna say?
well, I was just say that's your background. Now, mine, I've played on internet for 5, 6 years now. I guess altogether 7 years. I was a guest host or a host on multiple internet radio shows, predominantly music backed. We'd play songs, talk in between, play games, do whatever. Done that for quite a few stations. Got tired of doing it for other people. Figured out, well, sugars, let me do it for myself. So I started my own. I had Leprechaun Radio for a little while until the regime of the Kenyan got so expensive that I had to quit doing it. But it was fun while it lasted. And after that, I'd catch, airtime hither and thither. I've done a couple of ads here on Mojo. I filled in a few times hither and thither. And as anybody will tell you, I am a radio ho. You have airtime you need filled? My tonsils will volunteer. Not a problem. You want talk show? I can do talk. I'm not as good at political talk as, say, Glenn Beck or Brad Staggs or real people. I'm more along the lines of Howdy Doody or maybe Oscar the Grouch. No, Oscar the Grouch is probably even better than I am at it. Maybe more like Animal. Yeah, I can deal with that one. Yeah. So like I say, I've played on air for quite some time. Background growing up from the left coast, grew up in California until I was 18, joined the service, left California, and other than being stationed back there in the late 70s, haven't really been back to the left coast. I went from California the last time to Germany to Pennsylvania, Pennsylvania to Missouri, Missouri to Kentucky. And I've been stuck here for the last, 25-ish years. Only 38 more $1,000. And then I can possibly move to, something a little farther west, Arizona, New Mexico. I like desert. It's fine being warm. I can always strip down to a t-shirt and shorts when it's cold, and you get bundled up enough to stay warm. You look like the damn Stay Puft Marshmallow Man from Ghost Hunters, and if you have to, or Ghostbusters, and if you have to tap a kidney, by the time you get peeled down to where you can write your name, by the way, I am a male. How do I know I'm a male? I can write my name in the snow in cursive. That makes me a male. And that's cross the T's and dot the I's. So
Yeah,
move to Arizona, New Mexico, maybe it's warmer. Like I say, you get all those clothes on, have to tap a kidney. By the time you get down to where you can go, you need to go home and change clothes because, well, those are soggy. I
yeah.
like it
I
warm.
call him my redneck transplant because he's not typically from the East Coast.
No, the West Coast. And if you add that's what everybody here I had arguments with because they call it the South here. If you're from anywhere above the Mason Dixon line, you're a northerner. You are a damn Yankee up there, they say. Well, I had to take a ruler, open a Rand McNally atlas, put
Mm-hmm.
the ruler on this little podunk town here in Kentucky that I live in, and ran it across the map, and it comes out about Santa Barbara. I grew up in Southern California. I'm from farther south than these yahoos. And the Mason-Dixon line, for those that don't know, is up between Maryland and Pennsylvania. That's way up north compared to way down here. And Georgia, she's down there on the coast. Well, not her specifically, but the state is. So yeah, definitely from the south we are.
I'm on what they call the Bible Belt.
Well, so am I. So Kentucky's in the Bible Belt as well.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we definitely
Different opinions for sure.
oh yeah, definitely. Definitely.
And we still get along, just like the rest of the world
Somehow.
used to. But wokeness has precluded anybody from doing anything with any kind of competence anymore
Yeah.
because I still think we ought to have t-shirts made. Children aren't taught to critically think anymore or taught to think critically anymore.
My,
They're taught to critically think.
my question is, why do they say they're woke? Because they're obviously not woke. Someone else is telling them. It's like being in a dream and saying, okay, now, da 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 da, and you're going to believe it.
Does
You know?
Mockingbird ring a bell?
I mean, it cracks me up because I say that I'm awake because I found out that everything that I knew when I was growing up as a kid was a big fat lie, all that stuff, all the everything. It's just a lie. Um, so they say they're woke. I just don't. Mine resulted in doing homework and doing research and not listening to someone else whispering in my ear that this is this and that's that, and the sky is green, and there's no moon and there's no sun,
Ooh,
where
well, now if the
literally.
sky turns green, you best be heading for the lower parts of your house because that means there's one hell of a tornado in the vicinity.
Well, when they can look at me and say, yes, I'm totally stupid, then I'll believe they're woke.
Well, let's face it, they're listening to the government. The government perpetually has two things they give you: hard phallus and bubblegum, and they are always out of the bubblegum.
I'm from the government and I'm here to help.
Uh-huh. Let me grab the Vaseline because that's exactly what you said.
I mean, that is pretty much literally that. I mean, come on, look at what they're doing now. What is it that they're trying to do is pay off school loans?
But
Seriously,
it's not even all of it.
the thing that gets me is the fact that, especially in today's times and everything else, is people aren't going to school to get a job that they can actually make money at. They're
Oh
going
no,
into
capitalism bad.
art degrees and stupid
Gender studies.
degrees. Yes, gender studies and stupid stuff like that. That what are you gonna do with this study? Cultural arts degree. What are you gonna do with this thing? Is there a job out there for that? I mean, I'm sure there are, but not as many as they seem to obviously think. So
Exactly. At least underwater basket weaving, you could at least make a basket and sell it.
it just
Gender
blows me
studies, what are you
away.
going to do?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. Sit there and
And
argue what you're already arguing without the degree.
precise. And the funny thing is, already
Mhm.
short and fast. 10 grand is all they're paying off. The other morning on the daily, they were talking about UC. And if you went to UC, right, that's University of California, and as an out of state individual, I think they said it was like 30 or 40 grand a semester. And if you lived in state, it was like 7 grand a semester. So them giving $10,000 to student debt, they're paying for one semester of school. People go for
4 years
5, 6. Well,
generally.
you're supposed to.
That's just your basic degree is 4 years. Then anything over that is 4 more years. You know, your
Yeah,
doctor, your lawyer, that kind of stuff.
theoretically.
You're going 4 years regular, and then 4 years of the actual thing. You know,
Exactly.
doctor, or nurse, or whatever. And
I went to a junior college and it took me 4 years to get my 2 year associate because my first 2 years were trying to learn how to go to school again. We'll see you after the break in 2.
Scooby Dooby Doo, where are
We
you?
got 2 minutes. I'm going to refill my grape juice because it's like, I only got that much left
Is it
in
not
there.
so grapey anymore?
Well, no, it's evaporated grape. I need to put more grape in it.
Right. Okay, dokie. I ain't going nowhere. So, how is everybody doing this Sunday? Let's see. Let me see if I can do the romper room thing like Lep does. Let's see. I see Deb and Linda and Audrey and Magneto and of course there's Stephanie and who else do I see? Anybody else? Anybody else? I don't know. Oh, Kathy. Can't forget Kathy. Oh me, oh my, oh my, oh me.
Yes, I left the lid here. You forgot the
Oh,
romper, stomper, bumper, boo to begin it.
I was just messing anyway.
Romper, stomper, bumper, boo. Not that we play that on the Rock'em Sock'em Saturday show at all. Only weekly. Generally about halfway through the show or so. That's when I give everybody their shout outs. On yesterday's show, I had to, I don't know, called out Letitia, the gal from Bank of America. Oh, here we go.
Okay, I'm gonna play a video. I will be posting this on Twitter. Data sonification black hole at the center of the how do you say that?
Perseus,
galaxy cluster, and it has a picture of a X-ray.
Mm-hmm. I think it's cool, but I'm weird.
That sounded kind of creepy, which I.
Now, to me, it kind of sounds angelic.
Oh no, it doesn't to me. Mm-mm. I actually have a guy that I follow on TikTok, and
Okay.
he'll take pictures of the sun or even trees, the sky, the moon, various different things, and then
Right.
he'll change the.
Contrast.
It's kind of like the contrast. It changes, it flips the color schemes and everything
Right.
else in it, and you can see things that you can't see with the naked eye,
Right.
and it looks very creepy. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's like the way he does pictures of the trees and stuff like that. Because I think I had mentioned one time about this thing going on TikTok where people
Move
would
your
go
right.
to.
Thank you. You moved your hand. We'll find a picture then. Let's see it.
Let me finish. So people would do this thing where they would walk up to a tree and command the tree to touch them. Okay. So, and it would do that. And I do believe that the trees are alive.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
They are.
you know, but I mean, like alive in a way, like trees move. People don't realize it. They actually are capable of moving. Like a tree that's in one spot that wants to get to another spot will actually start growing towards that spot, and it'll eventually move it over and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So the trees are alive. But what
Yeah.
people don't realize is, not saying it's all demonic and everything else, but 9 out of 10 times this is some kind of evil thing. You know, we have demons that were cast down and
Mm-hmm.
have taken over some things, and
Well,
so it's
wasn't it
not
a
something that you want
third?
to play with.
Wasn't it a third of the host of heaven that went with him, or was it half? I thought it was a third, if memory serves right. I thought. I thought.
Honestly, I cannot remember.
Oh, girl, this is your area of expertise.
I'm not an expert by any means.
I want to say, and they can tell me in the chat during the show. I want to say that when old Luke took off, Morning Star, he took a third of the hosts with him, so he
Yeah,
didn't have complete
it was quite a bit.
backing. He only some of them followed him. So yeah, there was all kinds of bodies cast out of heaven, and he was supposedly the best looking one.
Okay, so here I'm just gonna like
Uh,
just pick a random because, but I will look and see if I can find him. Okay, so this is kind of interesting.
I've been seeing these videos of trees moving. Now this looks really weird. It was
Now
caught
you
on
see
drone
that
footage,
tree?
as you can see.
mm-hmm.
I wish I
It
could make
seemed
it
like
bigger.
the trees are moving, or at least one of them trees is moving wildly, or communicating with the other trees.
Oops, nope,
Now,
that didn't
Yeah,
work.
plants do communicate. There's been many studies where mushrooms can essentially send impulses from one to the other. They're hooked up in an array. That's where you've always heard everything is connected to everything. Well, yeah, we all are.
I'm trying.
Everything has a little bit of space dust in us.
Da, 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 da. Trying to find my friend.
Now, is the guy you were talking about with the photography and inverting his colors, was he doing Carillion photography, showing the auras of trees, or
um, I don't know. It's hard to explain. Hang on, I'm trying to find his profile. Uh,
Uh,
Yeah, I watch a lot of.
rub- Rubber baby buggy bumpers, doo da, doo da. I'll tell you what. How about while you're hunting, I can tell folks about bumblebees.
There
Well,
you go.
not
You do
bumblebees,
that.
but honeybees. You found it?
Do that, and I'm gonna look. You do that, and
Okay.
I'm going to see if I can find him.
Okay. And I'll tell folks. Now, here's a question for you, everybody. Don't you love that, buddy? And I got this from Earth Sky, and it was from August 7th, 2022. Hey, mariachis. I said 2022. Thank you, boys. God, they're slow. Get good help nowadays. All right. And the heading on the article is Do Bees Die After They Sting You? And there's some pretty pictures of the bees. And they go on to say that do bees die after they sting you? The honeybee is the only type of bee that dies after stinging you. And only female honeybees of all types sting because only female bees have stingers. And I always thought it was the guys that had the stinger, but hey, what do I know? A female honeybee is most likely to sting when perceived as a threat to its hive. So as long as you're not around the hive, you should be safe. When the honeybee is away from the hive and foraging among the flowers, it will rarely sting unless someone steps on it or handles it roughly. Because think about it, we've all had bees in our hands at one time as kids. So female honeybees that sting die in the act of protecting their home front. Now, there are other insects that will sting and or bite you. There's wasps, hornets. They don't die after they sting you. In fact, hornets and wasps can sting you multiple times, and they attack in swarms, and they can be fatal. I've heard of people dying from being stung so many times. And if you're allergic,
Doesn't a black widow die after it bites?
no, if I remember right, the male dies after it mates with the black widow. It's
Okay.
kind of like praying mantises. After they get theirs, they eat the head right off the guy that did them.
Wasn't sure.
So, yeah. And now that's as far as I can remember. Don't quote me on it. See, and there's also, we've got the new murder hornets in from Japan.
We've been
And they've
having
been
those though for years. Like I hear about them every year, and I never. I mean,
I've seen
literally, I've
one
been
yet.
hearing at least probably about 10 years. I've been hearing
Really, murder
about 'em.
hornets? I only remember hearing about them this last in 20 when
I've
they
heard
first
about them
brought up the thing about
several
them.
times. Mm-mm.
Huh.
Nope. They've been around for a while. They just haven't made it down, I guess. I don't know. Weird.
Well, and speaking of down, that's how the quote unquote murder hornets, the big wasps like that, because that's what they are as a hornet. What they do is they surround the honeybee hive, and the heat from all of the wasp or hornets, if you will, gets so hot that it fries the honeybees. That's how they kill them. They swarm a hive, or and
Well, yeah, I've heard that.
cook them out.
So, okay. So you ready?
I'm always ready. Oh,
Okay.
for video.
So I mean, some of you might think this is a little offbeat or whatever, but I mean, he's been doing this for a couple of months now, and the thing is you keep hearing people saying that it quite possibly isn't our sun and our moon up there, or they're saying two suns or two moons or something like that. And these pictures literally make it look like it's some kind of computer thing. Okay, if that makes any sense. So here is one of them. And like I said, I will be uploading the stuff to Twitter. If you're not watching the video, but yeah, it just has like a computer looking thing to it.
No audio with it. I'm guessing it was just that.
No, that was just his
Ooh,
comment.
look at the
Now,
clouds.
this is pretty interesting because it's one of those things where if you see, you can see the various different faces that look kind of questionable. I mean, Or if you turn it, like he's saying on this, to actually take this picture and turn it to the right and look at it, where
Can
you
you?
would see. I can't on here. I would have to literally take a screenshot and then flip it. But you see these two bright areas right here. I think
Right.
that is where he's referencing that those are eyes. And then, so if you were to turn it,
You can almost make a skull out of it if you take those as the
right.
eyes and
Mm-hmm.
then roll up above, and then the front looks like it's the teeth and nose of a skeleton, of a skull. It was a
Um,
stretch, but I have good imagination. Or is it good drugs? I'm not sure. What's the red one there? Red drop. Oh, that's nice.
um, let's
And
see.
isn't that pretty?
It is
Isn't it
pretty, but
amazing
it's kind of
what's
creepy
in
if you
nature?
look at it. See, some people are seeing, because he'll ask people, "What do you see?" It's like this one, you can see a dragon. So you see that top lighter line going across it, swerving up and
Yes.
down below that dark line. Okay, so right below that, it looks like a dragon. Do you see it?
Yeah, that one. No, I don't see the dragon.
um.
But you have to realize there's multiple kinds of dragons. Oh, there's another cloud shot.
Now this one was interesting. For some reason, I could have swore.
Almost looks like a cyclops on the right.
Yeah, it kind of. Well,
The
that's
lips and the nose. Oh,
yeah.
there is two eyes. There's two
Hmm.
eyes. But that definitely looks like lips.
He had one somewhere that he actually had taken in his rear view mirror. I mean, this stuff is creepy. He literally just flips everything, flips the whole coloring and everything else around
Right.
it. You can
He's
actually
changing the
see all this
contrast.
creepy stuff. Let me see if I can find walking trees, because I know there used to be
Well,
a.
we've seen the walking trees. I want to
Oh,
see
here
the
you go.
colorful trees.
Watch this one. This one's pretty
I
interesting.
live back in the woods, you see.
You see that tree back there?
And the dogs and me.
You see it moving?
Yeah.
I got a shotgun, a rifle, and a four-wheel drive, and a country boy can survive.
I might better kill that.
Brrr.
It's just crazy. I mean, it was like moving.
Well, yeah.
Does that not seem weird to you? I mean, I can understand if somebody was literally there cutting down a tree, but when there's 5 or 6 of them going doing all this weird stuff, and then all of a sudden, poof! I don't know. That's just weird to me. Where'd you go? Did I lose you? Hello, leprechaun. Where
The
are you?
trees respond to love. And where'd you go? I was looking at your tree
I'm right
thing.
here. I was like, you went black.
Oh,
What were
no.
you what were you looking at?
I was reading your trees respond to love by the little Indian
Oh, where
gal.
is that? Let me see. I'm
It was
looking.
down kind of in the
Here
middle.
it is. Hang on, I see it. Hang on, let me get the right button and
So, yeah, I may have faded out. I had a message on the screen that said, your internet is unstable. I think they were really meaning me. But
okay,
Can you
this
touch my
is
shoulder
one
again,
where they want them to move.
please? Can you?
See,
You
that's
gotta
the
really
tree.
touch it.
That's the tree touching.
Are you trying to give me a hug? I'll take a hug too, but can you touch my shoulder?
yep.
Kind of creepy to me.
No. Am I asking for too much? Thank you for all you've done. Can you touch my shoulder?
Let me see if I can find another one where you can actually see the trees behind. Because most of these people that do it make sure that you can see the surrounding areas and see that there's no wind blowing or, stuff like that.
You can hear me touch my shoulder. Touch my shoulder.
Now, if you look at her shoulder, you can see that she is not moving. Keep it compared to
Oh, no,
the
but she
house
has. Her shoulder started on the right-hand side of that window in the house behind her. Now it's all the way over to the house next door.
Let me see.
I made sure to watch.
You can hear me touch my shoulder.
No, it actually goes down. Look. And that's her moving.
Now she
camera.
is.
No,
Touch my
that's the
shoulder.
beginning. Watch.
See, look at her shoulder. It's moving from the corner of the house.
Breathing. She's holding the camera. If you look straight at it, you can see that it's not moved, other than a little bit up and down her breathing. If anything, it's lower because
You
it
can
was
hear me
higher.
touch my shoulder.
See where it's at now? Now watch where it's at when the thing reaches over and touches
my
her. It's
shoulder.
way lower. See the difference in where the house is and where her shoulder is?
Yeah, if you use her shoulder strap as a guide, you can see it moves that well. Maybe it's the house behind her that's moving and not her shoulder.
Oh my gosh. I don't know how you see that because I don't. I
You know
literally,
me, I'm skeptical.
I stared at
but-
the front of that house and you could see that much of the house. And by the time it reaches over and touches, you can see about that much of the house, which she had to lower in order to do it in the trees
Let's
up
prepare
here.
with
It's still
mojo50.com.
You
And that's
are
your-
crazy.
Hi, baby. If you can hear me, touch my face. Touch my face. It is moving more.
Now that one's kind of
Touch
windy.
my face. Touch my face. Hi, baby. Oh, come touch me.
Yeah, I'm not so sure trees understand English.
I've been seeing on TikTok.
Now, if you could speak basic tree,
This tree trend, right? Everybody doing.
Okay. Tree, if you can hear me, touch my shoulder.
Like I said,
good drugs.
I tend to look at things that are around them to A, see how hard the wind's blowing, and B,
Right.
see where they move. And I literally pick a spot and see if it moves. And other than breathing, I don't see it moving. I don't know.
She was shifting, but that
It's
was
like
my
some people
eyes.
said about those pictures that the guy I follow, some people say, sometimes you have to have eyes to see. It's kind of like what's going on out in the world right now is you have to have eyes to see. And most people think, oh, I don't see anything going on. There's nothing going on. It's just normal. And it's like, no, it's not normal. You just obviously don't have eyes to see because it is not normal.
Well, it's normal if you're a socialist for the most part.
I don't see how it's even normal if you're a socialist. I mean, oh, God. These people are crazy. Anyway.
As a
Wow.
$3 bill.
Let's see. Okay, we played
Who?
the video with the sound, which I think was very creepy. Oh, and while we're at it, NASA. So apparently NASA bans the word Jesus. They apparently have some kind of John Space Center newsletter. Okay, so they have a JSC Praise and Worship Club that's directed by NASA. Or hang on. It's part of the space. It's part of the Space Center newsletter. So I'm assuming this is like employees that have a Christian-based club, okay, which is called
Right.
JSC Praise and Worship Club. And for some reason, NASA doesn't want them. You're not allowed to say the name Jesus. You can say anything else but Jesus. And that is to not offend people who are not Christian. So why allow someone to have a Christian club when you're not allowed to say Jesus? Because isn't that Christian? I mean,
Yeah, well, here's what I found from Fox. The name of Jesus is not welcome in the Johnson space. On let's see who wrote it. Todd Stames for Fox News. I don't see. Oh, here's a date. 2016. So this is not necessarily
not new news.
news.
Right.
But here's what they say. The name of Jesus is not welcome in the Johnson Space Center newsletter, according to a complaint filed on behalf of a group of Christians who work for NASA. Their newsletter, the JSC Praise and Worship Club, was directed by NASA attorneys to refrain from using the name Jesus in the club announcements and appeared in the Space Center's newsletter. It was shocking to all of us and very frustrating, NASA engineer Sophia Smith told. NASA has a long history of respecting religious speak. Why wouldn't they allow us to put the name Jesus or Jesus in the announcement about our club? And they claim that it is for, NASA does not prohibit the use of specific religious names in employees' newsletters or other internal communications. The agency allows a host of employee-led civic, professional, religious, and other organizations to meet on NASA property and on employees' own time. So in other words, they let them pray to Mecca, I'm guessing. Consistent with federal law, NASA attempts to balance employees' rights to freely exercise religious beliefs with its obligations to ensure that there is no government endorsement of religion. Yeah, see, now that's a misnomer. Everybody keeps hollering, separation of church and state, separation of church and state. All that means, where did you go?
And that's the thing that cracks me up right now is the fact that we really don't have separation of church and state because we have the what are they called? Hang on.
Well, now here's what that whole line is about. The separation of church and state is just stating that there is no state-sponsored religion, i.e., let's say if you were in Iran, they say you're in Iran, you will worship Muhammad. If you're in the Vatican, they pretty much say, hey, we're Christian here. You got to worship Christ.
Well, I know, but I mean, I'm saying as far as in general in the United States, we're supposed to have a separation of church and state.
Which only means that there is no designated religion.
But we have lots of churches that take the 501c3 tax cut, which means that the government actually, a lot of these churches, the government will tell them what they can and can't preach. That's why you have so much with the, you have so many churches out there now that literally will put a gay person through seminary for a Christian church. And anybody that knows about the Christian church knows that
you can't do that.
But they do it anyway. So that's why, when this whole abortion thing came out, I guess it was like last month, I believe, with them, changing the whole thing back to the states instead of, there were so many churches that stood up, literally, and this blew my mind, literally, one pastor even made the comment that God does not hate abortion. What?
Let me think. Number one, thou shalt not kill. I think that's number one, isn't it? Am I remembering
that's
wrong?
What I'm saying. When any of these churches that accept this tax write-off, they are being controlled by the government. So, what happened to separation of church and state? Now, there's a lot of churches out there. Don't get me wrong. There are a lot of churches out there that refuse to take that tax write-off. But a majority of the churches in the United States are pretty much run by the government. They're run by the Freemasons, who might as well be satanic workers, things like that. So, and then on top of that, we got the gay pastors, and then we got, I know here in Georgia, I found 3 churches that literally protested against that whole abortion thing. Like, they were mad because they were removing it from the federal. And I'm just thinking, what's wrong with people?
They want everything given to them. They think that everything should be provided for them from the time that they're popped out the womb until the time they're planted. And, there are a lot of countries that really do that. Let's see, there's North Korea, there's China, Russia to a lesser or greater extent, as well as a whole bunch more. Already? I heard a beepy, my dearie. I heard a doubly beep. Well, that was quicker than snot through a tin horn.
But yeah, it just kind of blows my mind that people do not have eyes to see what is going on right under their nose. That is going to creep up and bite them on the butt, especially with the Christian stuff, thinking that they're okay because their pastor, who is pretty much government owned, told them it's okay to have an abortion, and it's okay to be gay, and it's okay to do this, that, and the other. And people they don't see it. They don't see it right in front of them.
They don't.
They're not reading their Bible. They're trusting this person to teach them the word instead of reading it themselves and studying and researching and all this other stuff and standing up to the things that are against God. So
True.
It blows my mind that this is going on, and people have this thing over their eyes and can't.
It's called the blinder.
Well, we will be back next week at the same time. So, y'all have a good week, and we'll see you next Sunday.
Bye, guys.